Today we're reviewing our EVA Air flights to Tokyo, and in this video we'll show you our full experience in economy class on the Hello Kitty themed Airbus A330 and the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. We'll also tell you what we paid, including a stopover in Taipei, and at the end of the video we'll tell you if economy on the 5-star EVA Air is a good choice. We're starting our journey at Denpasar Airport in Bali, and from here we'll fly out to Taipei and from there on to Tokyo Narita. That's right, we're going back to Tokyo.
It's EVA!
Seat selection for both flights costs 21 euros per person per seat extra. But since you can also do it for free 48 hours before the flight, we did that instead. At exactly the 48-hour mark, we checked in, selected our seats for free, and we ended up being sequence 001 and 002. The flight from Denpasar to Taipei was going to be on the Hello Kitty themed flight called the Joyful Dream, and we got corresponding boarding passes and luggage tags to match. After a quick and efficient backdrop, we lounged around at the airport and made our way to the gate, where we spotted the Hello Kitty plane. Also, fun fact, we only learned it's pronounced EVA Air on board the plane, as all this time we thought it was called EVA Air instead. To be honest, EVA Air doesn't make much sense because EVA stands for Evergreen Airways, so that means the airline calls themselves Evergreen Airways Air. But okay, losing focus here. So here we are, boarding our first EVA Air flight with the Airbus A330-300, and this plane has one of our favorite economy class setups. A 242 configuration. Having a duo seat is already a win, but it turned out the plane had barely any passengers, which means I could enjoy the empty row of 4 seats right next to me, and Lawrence got to enjoy some peace and quiet. As for the seats, this is what they look like. They are fairly standard economy seats and come with a pillow, an adjustable headrest, pretty good recline, and okayish legroom. Underneath the seat you'll find a charger, and in front of you a split tray table, which is good if you're only getting a drink. There's also an in-flight entertainment system on board. The screen itself seemed really old and barely responded to touch, but luckily it also came with an old-school remote and a USB charger right next to it. There's also free onboard Wi-Fi, which was a welcome surprise. After a spy movie-esque in-flight safety video, we left Denpasar and headed to Taipei. Shortly after departure, we were given a drink and a snack that were of course Hello Kitty themed. We also noticed that you could request a blanket, and this made our seating arrangement even more comfortable.
It's a nice long blanket. Whee!
And even though it was only a 5.5-hour flight, we were still served an in-flight meal, and these were the options to choose from. For the purpose of this video, we chose both options, so let's have a look at the beef lasagna.
I chose the beef lasagna, and this is what it looks like. It's my lasagna is stuck. Okay, well, this is what it looks like. There's also veggies. That looks nice. Moving on, the appetizer is corn with some shrimp, odd combination. And then we have some fruit. Should have opened up before. Got a watermelon, the other melon, and papaya. Some butter for the roll. And the most adorable looking cutlery ever. Oh, look at that. It is so cute. I really love the commitment to the Hello Kitty team on this flight. Of course, they also gave us a drink and this absolute showstopper, a Magnum ice cream bar. I love that. But now I need to eat fast, otherwise this will melt. I'll be right back. A little update. Unfortunately, I failed to get the lasagna of the tinfoil. I mean, the tinfoil came with. I don't want to eat that. So this is what my sad lasagna looks like now. Let's give it a try and see what it tastes like. Pre-made lasagna, honestly, I don't think it can be good. Let's go over to Lawrence and see what the chicken dish is like.
So the chicken and rice dish turned out to be the much better option. This comes to show that when in doubt, always choose the airline's local cuisine. The ice cream bar served with the meal was an amazing addition, and Lawrence even managed to get his second one.
What's better than what?
The Hello Kitty team came back throughout the meal, and for the in-flight goods they also sold Hello Kitty EVA Air themed merchandise. Now let's inspect the toilets. Actually, it looks pretty nice for an in-flight toilet. I mean, look, they have a plant right here, and they've got some really nice smelling, like hand soap, a facial mist, an aroma mist, and body cream. So depending on what they are serving for food, this could come in very handy.
And you know what? Otherwise, it's just a fairly standard toilet as we all know it and kind of fear it when we push that flush button.
Despite the in-flight entertainment system not offering that many interesting options and the screen not cooperating, the 5.5 hours flew by, and before we knew it, a series of information videos started playing and it was time to land in Taipei. That was it for flight number 1. Now we're gonna enjoy Taipei. See you back at flight number 2. Now, we've been to Taipei before, and it's a great city to explore with lots of beautiful nature and other highlights nearby, which we'll tell you all about in our upcoming videos.
For sure.
But for now, let's fast forward 4 days. And here we are back at the airport for flight number 2. Taipei Taiwan Airport is a really large airport and serves as the EVA Air hub airport. While check-in went really smoothly, getting through security was a whole event.
I feel like a lemming. We started somewhere and we just keep walking and walking and it never stops.
After finally getting through, we paid a quick visit to the Oriental Club Lounge, which we accessed with our lounge card, and we already made a review of this lounge 2 years ago, so be sure to check it out. It didn't change at all. If you don't have a lounge pass, you can also access the Oriental Club Lounge with a one-time entrance ticket, for which we'll leave a link in the description box. After lounging it up, we noticed that for our flight we had to go to a gate called C5R, and when a gate has a weird name, you just know that you're in for that dreaded bus shuttle to the airplane, which sadly turned out to be the case here as well. Where EVA Air was quick and efficient before, here they weren't at all, and it took a very long time for boarding to start and complete. Honestly, I think that if you're a 5-star airline, the bus and staircase combo should just not be allowed. But here we are, taking the stairs up to the Boeing 787, also known as the Dreamliner. The plane is set up in a 333 configuration, which is not our favorite, but much better than the fish in a can 343 if you ask us. Also, this is only a 3-hour flight, which makes it kind of amazing that they fly such a large plane for a relatively short flight. The 787 is also a much more updated aircraft than the previous A330, even though the seats did seem more narrow on here and the legroom was just a tad more limited. The seat came prepared with a pillow and a headphone set, and the headrest of the seat is also adjustable here. Underneath the seat you'll find the electrical outlet, and in front of you the split tray table. Also, with this flight we were super lucky once again, and nobody showed up for the aisle seat, which means that we had an extra seat available. After what had been a way too eventful morning, the plane finally left for Tokyo. The personal screen on this plane was much newer with an integrated USB charger and actually responded to touch. The TV and movie options were exactly the same though as on our previous flight, and this flight too came with complimentary Wi-Fi and for some reason, many commercials. Of course, we have to compare the toilets as well here, so let's have a look.
We're back in tiny airplane bathrooms, but this time we're on flight number 2, and this is the lavatory on the Boeing 787. It's very similar to the one in the A330. You also got the extra soap right here. I think the other one was a little more complete, had a little bit of more of a green theme going on. But overall, we're early on in the flight. It's a short flight, so the bathroom situation's all good. So we got just served, I suppose it's lunch? Looks like a lunch. About 30 minutes into the flight. We've got a little salad here with shrimp and potatoes, fruit salad, there's a cake, a bread roll, and the beef with rice option. Now the beef looks a little suspicious, and that's probably because the corner got trapped under the aluminum foil there. But we're gonna find out how it tastes, except for those black parts. Never eat the black parts, that's not good for you. And also a little bottle of water and actual cutlery. So excited to try this out.
It's actually quite good. It's still tender, a lot of flavor. Yeah, really nice.
The food was honestly really good and very welcome, even though it was only a 3-hour flight. There was also the option to choose spaghetti, but after the lasagna disaster on the previous flight, we both decided on the beef and rice. The biggest highlight of this flight was yet to come as we were approaching Tokyo. It's Mount Fuji! That's right, Mount Fuji from the plane. So if you're flying this exact same flight, make sure to sit on the left side of the aircraft and preferably behind the wing so you don't get blocked. After witnessing Japan's majestic mountain from the sky, we started our descent into Tokyo Narita Airport. In the meantime, let's have a look at what we paid for this flight, including our Taipei stopover. When looking for flights from Denpasar to Tokyo, there were a lot of tickets available, but none of the options seemed particularly great. We then noticed a very inconvenient connection with EVA Air that had you arrive in Taipei in the evening and then depart for Tokyo the following morning. As a former travel agent, I knew just what to do. We went to the EVA Air website and moved the departure date from Taipei to Tokyo 4 days ahead in the multi-city section. And voila, we got to spend 4 nights in Taipei, which we planned on visiting anyway, for an even lower ticket price. We ended up paying €175 per person for this flight combination, and that includes 1 piece of check-in luggage each. So, is EVA Air a good choice if you're looking for economy flights? In general, we would say yes. It's a very solid economy product. The Hello Kitty team on the first flight was super fun, and the food, especially leaving from Taipei, was really tasty. The cabin crew moved quickly, were friendly, and helped us spot Mount Fuji, which is honestly all you need from a flight. In terms of comfort, we were of course super lucky on our 2 flights with all the extra space, which made the enjoyment factor even higher. But even if the flight had been full, we still think that we would have been comfortable enough in these seats. Just one message to EVA Air: just stop it with those buses and use the jet bridge, please. Thank you. In conclusion, we would fly EVA Air again, even if their name technically doesn't make any sense. Would you fly with EVA Air, and do you think it deserves its 5-star rating? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this video. There will be lots of videos coming about our visits to Taipei, Tokyo and Mount Fuji, so if you want to see all of that and more, then make sure to subscribe to us at Yes and Explore. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
You got this, Laura. It's just 400 steps.